I still believe it's coming. Bledisloe is coming home. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bledisloe Cup preview. My name is Wildcard. Thank you for subscribing. And first up, okay? The Bledisloe Cup is the greatest day of the year for me. I don't celebrate Christmas. I get crappy Christmas presents, so I hate Christmas. I don't celebrate my birthday. I get crappy birthday presents, so I hate birthdays. But I do love the Bledisloe Cup. I celebrate the Bledisloe Cup every year. And whenever the national anthem comes on, the haka is issuing the challenge, I truly get emotional. Okay? And finally, we're about 2 days away from the game's kickoff. I am so excited. And the team has been announced. And boy, what a matchup we have here. Okay? Let's just back up a little bit before we look into the teams. Just wanted to show you something that's leading into this match that's been talked about a little bit. Sir Fozzie apparently criticized the British and Irish Lions versus the Springbok game on the weekend, saying that it was boring and put him to sleep. Actually, he didn't say it was boring. He said he put him to sleep. And yeah. So he gave an interview, basically said he was watching it at night. By the way, isn't this your job, Mr. Fozzie, to watch games and not fall asleep and make sure you know what happened? But anyway, if I did that, I probably would have been fired for my job. But anyway, Sir Fozzie does what he wants. He says he fell asleep, and he basically says that there's a lot of safe strategies being played, and there's a lot of pressure on the line, and the resulted in basically what they do, they kick. So Fozzie doesn't like kicking, puts him to sleep. And so I actually found a video of Fozzie talking about this. So just let me quickly show you, and we'll get on with it.
We've got to be able to play footy in the wet as well. We're not just going to start kicking the ball. It's not our nature. I don't think our fans here and our fans...
hang on. Sorry, guys. That's the wrong video. Sorry, guys. Let me just try something like this one.
We'll see what happens. But for us, our challenge is that's not a style that we like playing a lot of. We've got to get better at dealing with it, but I've also got to get better at maybe having a little bit more patience and playing it and making people guess a little bit more when they want to defend us like that.
Look, it's a test week. We're grateful you've...
Okay. We heard it from the man himself. So, Sir Fozzie, I will expect you to not kick in Saturday's game. Okay? We will hold you to your word. We'll put your knighthood on the line. If you kick, we'll strip you of your knighthood. And let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Now, let's get into the lineups. Let's talk about the players. Let's talk about what's going to happen. Oh boy. This is a huge test team lineup. Huge games. Everyone is throwing things, throwing the kitchen sink at the... by the way, I almost forgot. You're going to call me biased if I don't tell you this one. Oh my god. If I don't show you this. Oh my god. So, some of the Wallabies players are not able to play. 3 of them. It's Corin Betty, Izzy Nasarani, and Pon Fa'ama Usili. And, Corin Betty and Nasarani are 2 potentially starting players for the Wallabies. And they're banned for breaking curfew, drinking too much alcohol. And, in one of my videos with the Wallabies team squad overview, I joked about Quade Cooper having a bender with James O'Connor since they're not going to be playing. As a joke, by the way. And, seems like Wallabies back at it. Very disappointing. Anyway, let's just put that aside and let's go through what's who's up, who's down, and what's the Wallabies summoned up against the All Blacks. So first up, number 1. So there's a few things. Let's have a look at. I want to talk about. First of all, the second rower position. Brodie Retalic, Sam Whitelock. it's probably the best second rower lock combination in the world. I do see that there's going to be a big struggle for the Wallabies lineouts. And I'm not sure how that's going to match up in the game. But that's something that, everybody should watch out for and see how that goes. And that's the thing, key area that the All Blacks probably going to dominate is the lineout. And also in the back line, the center. This is a quite interesting matchup in the center position as that Hunter Paisami and Len Ikitau up against David Havili, who's bigger than Paisami, and Havili is one of those players who has developed in the last few games to really take on the line, really, get in front of your face and be able to offload. And Antonina Brown as well, he's back from an injury. Probably the best outside center in the world. He's one of the reasons Antonina Brown is so good is the fact that he's basically a forward. He can easily play like international 7 or something, like an open side or blind side flanker. Like if you give him a minute, if you give him a second at the breakdown, he will turn the ball over. He's just that good at rugby, and that's something that very few backs can do consistently. Antonina Brown is just, incredibly good. And he's up against, Len Ikitau, who's only played 2 games for the Wallabies. Quite a young player, new player. We shall see how this goes. So this center position is a very interesting matchup. May or may not see we have to see what's going to happen. But I'm a little bit concerned for that center combination. And also, finally, I think the All Blacks really has a big advantage off the bench. In the forward pack, Jordan Ulisi is selected instead of, what's his name? Lockie, is it Lockie? His name. Anyway, Jordan Ulisi selected for the hooker position. Again, very outmatched with Dan Coles, who's also a huge try scorer for the All Blacks. Coming off Tongan Thor, Tanela Tupou. He's going to have a tough day against Carl Tuinu Kuafe. I think because Carl is probably the best loose head in the world. So this is going to be something that the Wallabies will want to dominate in the second half, having Tongan Thor coming off the field with Tanela Tupou and try to dominate the scrummaging. But I don't see that happening against Carl. And also in the back line, that's a big mismatch here is Brodie Barrett and Jordy Barry coming off the bench, are really putting more punching power in the back line to finish off the game. So, and the Wallabies don't really have that much experience backline. Rhys Hodge, I'm surprised to see him still on the bench. I was expecting him to start, but Rhys Hodge will come on, stabilize the situation a little bit. This will be a great matchup against Jordan Barrett, coming up at that 15 spot. Potentially for Rhys Hodge, maybe he'll fill in some other spots to, that long range kicking as well. Both team has that on the bench. And very interesting stuff. Let me know what you think about the results in the comments. Now, let's have a look at the exact details of the players. So first up in the front row, we have George Bower, 3 caps for the All Blacks, for the Crusaders, 29 years of age, 115 kilograms, 183 centimeters. He's up against Alan Alatoa from the Brumbies, 46 caps for the Wallabies, 27 years of age, 125 kilos, 182 centimeters. Alan Alatoa has struggled a little bit against the French teams, so hopefully he's worked on his scrummaging techniques and improved it a bit because he's going to need that against George Bower. George Bower has been called up to the All Blacks due to injuries, I think, because there was some news about him being called up. So very impressive to get a starting spot for the Bledisloe Cup series over potentially some other. I think maybe Moody is injured. Not sure. Anyway, but good on him for making the starting spot. And also, maybe they do wanted to save Carl in the bench for Tongan Thor. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see how the All Blacks meshes up their props against the Wallabies a little bit. Cody Taylor, I do think is the more, probably, and it has, I don't know, I wouldn't say more energy, but he is very, very good. Probably is the best hooker in the Super Rugby. 58 caps for the All Blacks. Plays for the Crusaders, 30 years of age, 108 kilograms, 103 centimeters. He's up against Brendan Pangamosa, 12 caps for the Reds, 12 caps for the Wallabies. Plays for the Reds, 25 years old, 117 kilograms, 183 centimeters. Pangamosa has really developed in the last few games. He's really grown once the international season started, and now it's taking the next step up against the All Blacks. So we'll see how he goes. His line-out has been pretty good. No mistakes. And yeah, he's a very, very solid performer for the Wallabies in the number 2 position. But he's yet to be challenged by a team like the All Blacks. We shall see how he goes. Especially up against, the lock positions of Brodie Retalic and Sam Whitelock. Number 3 position, Nipolau Lala, 31 caps for the Blues, 30 years old, 116 kilograms, 184 centimeters. He's up against Jem Slipper, the veteran for the Wallabies, 103 caps for the Wallabies. Plays for the Brumbies, 32 years of age, 117 kilograms, 185 centimeters. Now, the lock position, this one of the, as I mentioned before, very, very outmatched here for the Wallabies. Outgunned, outmatched. Brodie Retalic, 83 caps. They named him, okay, get the ego of these people. They named him the greatest of all time. Oh, as an All Black, he's still playing. Like, what? How can you name someone the greatest of all time when they're still, playing? Like, are you out of your mind? They named him the greatest of all time. Despite the fact that he's only 30 years of age. He's still got, 5 years ahead of him, at least. And, how could you, just out of courtesy, you should not name him the greatest of all time. Name him the greatest of all time next time, 5 years, 10 years down the line, when he's retired. Come on, man, he's still playing. The people, I don't get it, but it's so stupid, and it's so, disrespectful for all the people. I don't know. He's the greatest of all time, guys. You better not lose now. You better be undefeated all the way to the World Cup, because you got the greatest of all time of an All Black sitting right here in your team. You're playing with a legend already. Anyway, and he's with a combination with Sam Whitelock, who hasn't been they haven't named him yet, so they only named the first 4 players. Whitelock might be the greatest of all time as well on the list. They just haven't announced it yet, but we'll see. Okay, he's probably on it. 125 caps already for the All Blacks. Plays for the Crusaders. 32 years of age, 107 kilograms, 2 meters and 2 centimeters tall. Again, he is already one of the greatest of all time. He's probably going to be named next week when the name comes out. We shall see. But Sam Whitelock, hands down, definitely the best lock in the world. And he's one of the few players still playing since who won the Rugby World Cup in 2011. So yeah, very, very impressive. Only 32 years old, still got a few years ahead of him. He'd probably still make it. He's definitely going to make it to the next World Cup. He could potentially be the first person to win 3 World Cups. And we shall see. And the Wallabies with Darcy Swain, 3 caps for the Wallabies. Plays for the Brumbies, 24 years of age, 2 meters tall, 113 kilograms. Lukan Salakaia-Loto, a bit more experienced than Lockie. And Salakaia-Loto has been really well for the Reds as well. Very prominent player. Still, big step up against the greatest of all time. 28 caps for the Wallabies. Plays for the Reds, 24 years old, 198 centimeters, 123 kilograms. In the flank, in the loose forwards positions, Kia Ioane secured the number 6 spot. 4 caps for the All Blacks. Plays for the Blues. He's 26 years of age, 105 kilograms, 190 centimeters. He had a really, really good season with the Blues. Very, one of the reasons the Blues were so good, especially towards the end of the season, towards Super Rugby, was the fact that the forwards were able to dominate all around the park, in the scrums, in the breakdowns, and Kia Ioane really played a good part in that Blues strategy. So yeah, he definitely earned a spot here in the All Black jersey. He's up against Rob Valentini, 7 caps for the Wallabies, plays for the Brumbies, 22 years of age, 193 centimeters, 113 kilograms. He is the big man in the back line for the Wallabies. He crashes the ball a lot. He plays more like a number 8, but he's a very agile, hard-running player for the Wallabies. So Rob Valentini, very good to see him here. And we shall see if he can bring that physicality against the All Blacks. At number 7 position, Dalton Papali'i, with Sam Kang still injured, the captain. So Dalton Papali'i earned himself a spot at open side flanker. 5 caps for the All Blacks, plays for the Blues. 23 years of age, 113 kilograms, 193 centimeters. Like I said, the Blues 4-pack has been really, really good. And Dalton Papali'i has been the benefactor of that performance from the Blues team. And he's earned himself a spot in the open side flanker position. He is, however, up against one of the few players that the Wallabies do have an advantage over, in my opinion, in Michael Hooper, the captain for the Wallabies, 108 caps for the Wallabies, plays for the Waratahs, 29 years of age, 182 centimeters, 101 kilograms, 110 points scored for the Wallabies. He's actually, during the French series, he's actually stepped up from last year. He's really improved a lot of his gameplay, being in the right positions, being able to set up tries, and I think he scored 2 tries as well in the French series. So he's really, really good around the park. Actually got better than 2020. So that is for sure. So Hooper really done well. I think being away a little bit in Japan really gave him some time to kind of like, reduce that grind a little bit, give him a bit of break, give it a mental break. And he's definitely showing that on the field. A lot sharper, a lot more clinical. And yeah, just really good to see. We'll have to see how he comes up against a really, really tough team like the All Blacks. Whether his consistency is still going to be there. Whether his work rate is going to still be there. Whether his accuracy is still going to be there. We shall see. But this is one of the areas that I think the Wallabies have a little bit of advantage at the number 7 position. At number 8 position, we got Ardie Savea. 50 caps for the All Blacks, plays for the Hurricanes, 27 years of age, 99 kilograms, 190 centimeters, and he scored 60 points for the All Blacks. Again, he's one of the finishers who does really well in the back line, who really crashes and takes over the game line for the All Blacks. And he's, very impressive, very, very tough to deal with. And he scored a try last year against the Wallabies following a Caleb Clark break. So, he's, I don't know, probably, very, very devastating, very, very threatening in that number 8 spot, especially if he's able to link up with his backs. A number 8 spot for the Wallabies, Harry Wilson, 8 caps for the Wallabies, plays for the Reds, 21 years of age, very young, 195 centimeters, 110 kilograms. He was by far one of probably the best player in the Reds 4-pack, other than, Daniel Tupou, but like in terms of loose forwards. His impact on the game has been great. His hands are really good. His linking support play in open field play is excellent. He's able to score tries in Super Rugby, just solo individual tries, being able to put up some, a few tricks with his handling with the ball. So Harry Wilson, very good to see. Whether he's good enough to match up with Ardie Savea, we shall see. But Harry Wilson has a very similar play style to Ardie, and we shall see who gets the better of the other guy at the number 8 position. Now, the back line. Oh boy. Woo! Number 9 spot, Aaron Smith. Probably going to be named the greatest of all time. He's at 99 caps. He's a 100th test match coming up this weekend. Congratulations for Aaron Smith. He's plays for the Highlanders. 32 years of age. 83 kilograms. 171 centimeters. 107 points. He's one of the most solid players for the All Blacks. So consistent, so good, that no other halfback has really been able to overtake his spot. Like, no one haven't been able to take any spot in the number 9 position. Just like accuracy, execution, his work rate around the park, the abilities to spot open spaces around the field for his box kicks, just absolutely world class. Very interesting to see his matchup against Tate Mcdermott. 5 caps for Wallabies, plays for the Reds, 22 years of age, 179 centimeters, 82 kilograms. Tate Mcdermott has played spectacularly for the Reds. He's been able to exploit open spaces around the rocks. He's been able to link up with the players to score tries. His decision making for which direction to go, absolutely spectacular, and has a bit of flair about him, Tate Mcdermott, and I think he really earned himself this spot in the starting position, number 9, up against Aaron Smith in the Bledisloe Cup. Like, this is the pinnacle of your career. Like, Tate Mcdermott, like, he started for the first time for the Wallabies against the French, but this is the pinnacle. This is the Bledisloe Cup. You got that jersey at number 9. Very impressive. And Nick White is apparently still injured with a hamstring, not be able to select it. But Tate McDermott, securing that 9 jersey, very, very good. And this is, again, where he really wants to step up and solidify that as a permanent spot for himself. We shall watch out and see how he goes. At number 10 position, Richie Mo'unga is favoured over Brodie Barry due to his much better kicking and probably better in terms of directing traffic around the park. 23 caps for the All Blacks. Oh, what's happened there? He plays for the Crusaders, 27 years of age, 83 kilograms, 176 centimeters, and 202 test points for the All Blacks. He's up against Noah Lolesio, who's apparently also a Kiwi. So interesting to see how he's going to fare up against the All Blacks again. Maybe that's why he had a shocking debut last year against the All Blacks. Because if you grew up as a New Zealander, the name of the All Blacks probably would, easily be intimidated by that. So he will look at, redo that horrendous debut for the Wallabies against the All Blacks last year and really try to, play himself a better game this time. But this is a pressure game. And Loa Lolesio, his goal kicking has been spectacular. Probably the best in Australia in terms of accuracy. His overall passing game has been pretty good as well. So Lolesio ticks the boxes for all the things you want to do from a number 10. And I really can't ask much more from him. So he's very solid. Richie Mo'unga has a bit more flair around the field. But Lolesio, in terms of everything else, ticks off the boxes. It'd be good to see how those two match up on the field. Very interesting to see. And number 11 spot, Rieko Ioane. He's back at the wing position after flirting with the outside center position and the center position a little bit. So he's back at wing. His performance against Fiji in the second game where he scored a try is probably the reason why he was back in the wing. There was a lot of media from the New Zealanders praising, what a great, try that he scored against Fiji. And he was on the bench for the outside center position, but I think Will Jordan got injured. So he was putting us to the winger and he scored a try and it looked very spectacular. So suddenly everybody remembered, hey, Rieko Ioane is a winger. Let's put him back in the wing position again. But yeah, we shall see if he drops the ball this time. And please just drop the ball. For Australia, come on, you can do it. Second time, 2 years in a row. We shall see. He's up against Andrew Callaway. Andrew Callaway has been the recipient. He's actually, with the recipient of benefactor of Coram Betty being banned for breaking the curfew. And very interesting to see. I am interested to see why he's selected over Tom Wright. Is Tom Wright injured? I didn't find any injury news from Tom Wright, but yeah, there's something that Callaway has done that really caught the eyes of Dave Rennie, and he's been given opportunities at the Wallabies spot. We'll just see how he goes. I did not think that his season for the Rebels was that good. The Rebels had a pretty bad season all over, but he's definitely done something to impress the selectors, and he earned himself the starting spot in the biggest game of the year at the Bledisloe Cup opener in Eden Park. So we shall see how he goes. I just pray that he doesn't miss too many tackles against Rieko or several Rhys. I just hope that his defense is good, and that's all I ask for. Don't miss tackles, please. Please. Callaway. Now, center field position, as we already mentioned, huge matchups. Dave Javili solidified himself in the center position in allblacks.com, allblacks.co.nz. He's listed as 88 kilograms. And he's definitely not 88 kilograms. Because that's my size. Actually, that's still bigger than me, but that's very small. So I checked that again. He's actually 95 kilograms according to the Crusaders website. 26 years of age, 184 centimeters, 15 points for the All Blacks. Now, he has only played against Fiji and Tonga. So he's really hasn't been tested that much in center field position. And he's been pretty dominant against Fiji and Tonga. And that's something that he wants to continue to see how he match up in a much tougher team against the Wallabies. He's up against Hunter Paisami. He's moved from number 13 position to number 12 based on the last game in the French series. And he's played really well at 12 position as well. His defense has been really good. His running game is really good. The attacking game. He is a little bit smaller than both centers from the All Blacks. We shall see how that gonna fare. But at number 12 position, the way the Wallaby likes to play the 12 position as a second 5'8", it's not really that big of an issue being a little bit smaller. So Hunter Paisami at 12, we shall see how he goes. He's gonna be a very important part of the puzzle to see whether he can match up that physicality of David Javili at number 12. At number 13, Antonina Brown. Oh boy. 50 test caps, plays for the Chiefs, 26 years of age, 96 kilograms, 185 centimeters, 45 points. Like I mentioned before, I think he's the best outside center in the world, purely because of the fact that he's also a world-class jackler on the breakdown. So he's pretty much a forward, but with the spectacular line break abilities and offload. So yeah, like he is very, very good. The one thing I would like to mention is that he has been injured and he came back in the last game against Fiji. He did not look that good. So he may have still been a little bit of a rust from the injury, but this has been a couple of weeks now, so he should be 100%, but we shall see how he match up. Len Nikitau, big day. 2 test caps, debuting, 2 test caps. Plays for the Brumbies, 22 years of age, 180 centimeters, 95 kilograms, up against the best in the world. So, yeah, really needs to step up, boy. At number 14, Seb Reese, 10 caps for the All Blacks, plays for the Crusaders, 24 years of age, 87 kilograms, 179 centimeters, 35 test caps points for the All Blacks. Up against Jordan Patea, who's back from injury. I'm very excited to see. Patea has been an outstanding player for the Reds, and we shall see how he goes as a winger. I'm surprised they didn't put him at center position and had Tom Wright at wing. Maybe the injury has something to do with the decision making, but Jordan Patea, definitely one of the better players in terms of his offloading game. His ball security has been a little bit an issue. He tends to drop the ball when he tries to offload sometimes. But yeah, still spectacular talent. Only 21 years of age, 98 kilograms, 190 centimeters. Good to see and see how. Good to see him back. And I'm really looking forward to see how he fares up in this monumental test match. Damien Mckenzie at number 15. High shot Mckenzie. He's 30 caps for the All Blacks. Plays for the Chiefs, 26 years of age, 78 kilograms, 177 centimeters, 85 test points. There was a lot of tussling between who's going to be the 15th spot. We had Damien Mckenzie, Jordy Barry, and Brodie Retalic, who all could potentially go for the 15th spot. I think Bowden has said that he wants to be 10, but still, Damien Mckenzie, based on his performance against the Fijians, he really showed. He's faster than Bowden. His ball handling is probably better than Bowden, and his, at a fullback position, his support play is spectacular. He's perfect under the high ball. So Damien Mckenzie really solidified himself in the 15th spot, up against very, very, very tough competition. Yeah, so congratulations, D-Mac. The only issue, historically speaking, D-Mac chokes under huge games. We've seen him last year dropping balls against the Wallabies. This is the biggest game of the year, D-Mac. Hopefully you don't, put a high shot or something, get yourself yellow carded or red carded this time. He's up against Tom Banks, the best player in the back line, potentially the at least most informed for the Wallabies. He's able to, his running game is really, really good, being able to consistently break the defense, create space, create opportunities for try scoring. Very, very, very good. Very, very good informed player. Very good to see him at number 15 spot. 14 caps for the Wallabies. Plays for the Brumbies. 27 years of age. 186 centimeters and 93 kilograms. And he has a really, really big boot as well. So his kicking game is very good. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter because the All Blacks won't be kicking. Damien Mckenzie won't be kicking. He'll just be running the game. But we shall see. Anyway, let's quickly go through the reserves. Dan Cole's coming in, very much more experienced than Jordan Uelese. This is going to be a big issue in the lineouts in the second half. I foresee. That's just so much pressure on the lineouts in the second half. So Dan Cole's going to come on the bench. 76 test caps, one of the highest try scorers for the All Blacks in the 4-pack position. 85 points for the All Blacks. So very impressive player. Number 17, Carl Tui Nukuafe. He's probably put here specifically against the Tongan Thor. So, yeah, we shall see how he goes. 18 test caps, plays for the Blues. And Angus Bell, number 17 position for the Wallabies. 6 test caps, plays for the Waratahs. Number 18 spot, Angus Ta'avao, 16 test caps, plays for the Chiefs. And he's up against Angus Bell. And then on the tight head position on the reserve prop, Tanela Tupou, 28 test caps for the Wallabies. plays for the Reds. He really looks at, this is the biggest test for Tanela Tupou. So far, he's been able to dominate pretty much every scrum, front rower this year, right? He's just been dominating all over the park, and we shall see if he's able to do that against Tui Nuku'afe. So this is the biggest test that he has to face, and I'm very intrigued to see, and I'm actually very excited for the props to come on the second half and pack down a few scrums and see what happens. Yeah, can't wait. In the second row position, coming in as reserves, number 19 jersey, Scott Barrett. Red Cut Barrett is on the bench. Again, very experienced player on the bench because, the greatest of all time is starting. He's up against Matt Phillip, whose defensive has been a big issue for the Wallabies in the last few games. And we shall see if that continues to be an issue against the All Blacks this week. He really needs to improve those tackling counts. Number 20 position, Luke Jacobson, 5 caps, plays for the Chiefs, up against Fraser McRae, who's been called to the Wallabies. He did not play in the French Test Series. He has 1 cap for the Wallabies, played a really good season for the Reds. His consistency was a little bit off for the Reds, so we shall see if he's back up to standards that we saw earlier in the season in his Reds run this year. Number 21 position, Brad Weber, number 9 caps for the All Blacks, plays for the Chiefs, up against Jake Gordon. Played pretty good against the French, but, the McDermott really showed and managed to secure the number 9 position over him. He has 8 caps, plays for the Waratahs. At number 22 position, Brodie Barrett. He's 91 caps for the All Blacks, and he plays for the money. He's up against Matt Tuamura, 57 caps, and he plays for the Rebels. And this will be an interesting position to match up. Matt Tuamura obviously going to come on in the center position, most likely. And Brodie Barrett is most likely going to be replacing Richie Mo'unga, which I do think is kind of stupid because Richie Mo'unga has a high kicking percentage, similar running game, running style. So basically in a tight game, having a player with higher, goal kicking rate is going to skew that win. But yeah, having Brodie Barrett come on the field when the kicking percentage is lower, technically you're just downgrading. You're downgrading your team. I'm really baffled by this. But Brodie Barrett, Fozzie seems to have, a lot of trust in him. So still has a spot in the All Blacks team. And finally, Jordy Barry at number 23. Probably the best fullback in the world, in my opinion. But Fozzie obviously didn't see it that way, in my opinion. But, Mckenzie is really good. But Jordy Barrett has that long-range kicking opportunity. Probably, only Elliot Daly can do, but Elliot Daly really slacking. Yeah, so I do think Jordy Barrett is a great option to come off the bench due to that long-range kicking. So be sure, wouldn't be surprised if he comes on the field just to take a 55-meter, 60-meter penalty to, help the All Blacks out in a close match. So yeah, we shall see how that goes. He's up against Rhys Hodge, who also has the same qualities, able to kick really long range, 50-meter long kicks. He's 46 test caps, plays for the Rebels. Rhys Hodge has been injured throughout the entire Super Rugby season. He's played his first game a few weeks ago against the French, so he's probably still a bit rusty. I'm surprised to see him not in the starting team, so maybe still a bit rusty, but he's going to come on for that long-range kicking for the Wallaby as well. Perfectly matched up against Jordy Barry. However, Rhys Hodge's range is a little bit shorter than Barry. I've seen Barry attempting like 60-meter kicks, whereas Rhys Hodge, I think his limit is just over 50. So a slight edge for the All Blacks. Ah, boy. This is not looking good. So, predictions. Wallabies win by 5. There, I said it. Let me know your predictions. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. And really appreciate you sticking around. And I'll see you guys this weekend of rugby reviews. Thank you for watching, and cheers.